Remember the night I stepped into St. Augustine Hospital. It's been years, but the memory of that place still haunts me. I was a journalist back then, fresh out of college, eager to make a name for myself. I'd heard the stories about the old hospital, about how it was abandoned after some scandal in the 80s and how people claimed it was haunted. I thought it would make a great story. I had no idea what I was getting myself into. I went alone, of course. I figured it would be scarier that way and the photos would have more impact if I was the only one there. It was a cold autumn night, and the wind howled as I approached the crumbling building. The front doors creaked open like they were welcoming me in. Inside, it was just as eerie as you'd imagine. The air smelled of mildew and everything was coated in a layer of dust. The hallways were dark, the only light coming from my flashlight. Every step I took echoed, making it feel like someone was following me. I wandered for a while, taking pictures of the decaying rooms until I found myself in the pediatrics ward. I didn't notice it at first, but there was this faint sound, like a lullaby playing somewhere in the distance. It was distorted, off-key, but unmistakably a lullaby. That's when I started to feel uneasy. I walked into one of the rooms, and there, sitting on one of the tiny beds, was a figure. At first I thought it was a mannequin or some kind of prank, but then it moved. It looked like a child, but its eyes, they were empty, just hollow sockets staring right at me. I froze. My heart was pounding in my chest. The figure tilted its head and whispered, "Why did you leave us?" I don't remember much of what happened next. I know I stumbled back, trying to get away, but the hospital didn't seem to want me to leave. The hallways twisted and turned, leading me in circles. Everywhere I went, I heard whispers, voices calling my name, asking for help. I ended up back in the pediatrics ward. This time, the room was full of shadowy figures, all of them children, their eyes as hollow as the first one. The same child stepped forward and said, "You can't leave. You have to stay and play with us." They closed in on me, and I could feel their cold fingers brushing against my skin. I screamed. I think I screamed louder than I ever had in my life. The next thing I remember, I was outside, lying on the ground, gasping for air. I never went back to that place, and I never wrote that story. But sometimes at night, I can still hear that lullaby, and I wonder if they're waiting for me to come back.